The center support.
Oh gosh, you just got tranny crap on me.
What you're looking at here is rock crawler parts. This is my transmission. I built this a while ago for a derby car that never made it in it. Now it's going to be a rock crawler. We got to pull this off the back and then it'll bolt up to this, which is an adapter from Advance. And then we have to pull this out of here, put this gear in it to hook up to the 32 spline. So this is a Ford 205 and it has a 31 put output spline on it, which won't work with my 32 spline. So they make one, I purchased it. Now I'll put that back in there and I should be able to mount it to that. But that's the easy part. What we're gonna do first is flip this thing upside down and put this in. This is a new valve body, which is a reverse shift pattern. It goes from park, reverse, neutral first, second, third. Which makes it easier if you're gonna tip over, you can get reverse real quick. So we'll pull this apart, see if we can make this work.
People are wondering why you can do this, but you can't fix Papa Dar's.
I probably could have fixed Papa Dar's, but it would have took me a while.
Because you've never done one of those, right?
No, and I'd ran out of time. I got a book on it. I probably could have figured out which check ball I put in wrong.
But this kind,
I can do these in my sleep.
I bet these are 700s.
No, this is a Turbo 400. You're only off by 3.
What is Dar's?
This is a $700 Ford.
Okay, that's why. The 700s got me mixed up. We got Grandpa Sherm here today.
Howdy, howdy.
And Jace.
So basically what I'm doing, putting all the little pieces that I have that I bought together so I know what I still have to buy. And I'm not ready to build it yet because I don't have all the parts. So when I do have them, it goes together way faster. There she is. So this tranny has never been run.
Ever?
No. I built it, put it all together, and then my motor was broke, remember, on my car?
Which car was it?
The T-Bird we were going to take to Parowan last year.
Oh, yeah.
And I shoved this into the corner and sulked for a minute because I couldn't go derbying. She's brand new. We probably should read these instructions because I don't know anything about this. There's a lot of springs, if you can notice here. See all those? We got to figure out where they go. I got to pull the front pump out of this. Say it's sealing ring right there on the center support has to come out. I thought it was going to be like 39 seconds.
Do you need my help?
Yeah.
It looks fairly simple.
What?
All these little compartments and
Here, let's pull this pump. All right, over here, grab this special little tool that I welded together and built. You screw that right into there. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Are you remembering how this all goes?
Yeah, I can put this back together. Easy.
That's the center support.
Oh gosh, you just got tranny crap on me.
Come on, Betsy.
Like I was saying, that's a big screwdriver you got there.
It is. It's a specialized screwdriver. See this notch I ground in it? That, you put it down in these little notches like that, and then you turn it and lock it into that snap ring and pull snap ring out. We're about to pull the brains of this operation out. This is where I've screwed something up in Dar's. Have you got any clue what this part's called that I'm doing right now? This right here.
The guts cover. Am I right?
That's pretty close, really. I can't even believe how close. This is the valve body. That's a kick down. Do you know what the kick down would do?
Where you push down on the gas.
And it does what?
It kicks down.
It shifts into a lower gear.
Whoa!
You got her, Toyota. We'll take that out. Set that over there. Okay, see these little check balls? I'm pretty sure that's where we went south on Dar, because it has check balls under, well, it has on both sides of the valve body, and I wasn't sure.
Looks like a Milton Bradley game.
Like Operation.
Like Mousetrap.
That in there. I have a job for you right now. There's a bolt somewhere in there that I have to take out. Do you know where it is?
Might take me a minute.
How long do you think it would
I don't
take?
know. It might take a while. Because it's like right in the middle somewhere. And it's hidden.
You've looked at it 20 times here. I'm just going to take it out. This holds the center support in. Can't get the center support out without taking that out. Center support coming out. Remove and discard second ceiling ring from the top of the center support. Let's check the pictures. Pictures never lie. Yep, that's it. Just took this out. This one is going to hold you like in compression basically. It applies to this band right here. So they want me to tear that little thing off there, which I shall do. Okay, that's done. Then it wants me to remove these ones. Removed. We got all modifications done. We're gonna drop this right back down into spot right there. Oh, I'm off one tooth. There we go. Installed correctly. Center support bearing. Double tap torqued. Perfect. Now we stack her back up. Do you remember how this went?
Yep.
Okay, what do we gotta put in next?
That big thing.
No, we're gonna want to put this in first to hold it down. Something is funky here. It's not right. Something ain't happy here. That's more better. That is a word. More better.
Yeah, that's more better.
I use it in the shop all the time. Okay, now we're back to where we've started. There we go.
What was the problem?
Spinning. It wasn't locked down in properly. In one of these trannies, everything basically has to fit in its own little order. Do you know how all this came out?
Just stick them all back in at the same time.
Right.
See, that's basically what you're doing.
Yeah, but you got to get them to spline down in the little, into those things. Like so. They're not loving each other today. Apparently Landon stole Jace's front forks that he had hoarded up for some other project.
Now he's taking my tools.
That you got out of my toolbox.
But you guys need to get along. Got to check, make sure you got a little end play. And then I got this specialized tool that I built here. Drops down in here. All this does is line up all your clutches so that it makes this next part easier. When you have fat hands, this next part's not easy. If you had fingers that would fit down inside of there, you could just grab it and put them in. But I don't have fingers that will fit in there, so. Oh man, not down in yet. 2 hours later. It's not down in still. Still kicking my butt. Alright, I still don't know where all those little springs go. So we tore this apart. This is where all the springs go. And I believe it wants me to pull this lip sill out of here. Lip sill removed. We'll put these cool little things back to work. Look at that. That lip sill was screwed up. I screwed that one up building this. This bad boy would have had some issues. Alright, we're going together.
Did you put the springs somewhere?
We're going to. The springs hold this here assembly in. Okay, set that down in there. Drop that down into place. And then we'll see if it works. Perfection, she's in. Okay, all these little springs now, this is where they go. Alright, how are you going to put that back on? Any ideas? Shop mechanic Michelle?
Probably screw them back in.
What I'm doing now is technical with my homemade spring compressor. Okay, it's in. Now I'll put this little keeper on it. Yeah, I should have her in there. Just like that, we're reinstalled. Now we're cooking with gas. Once I figure out where that one goes, we'll be in good shape. Now, for reals this time, we're reinstalling this thing. Hear that noise? That's a one-way roller clutch. It's tight. Works good. Come on, gravity. Alright, so we got this center support in. You can tell it's in by when you hear that noise. Bottomed out. And we'll stack all this back in. this in.
Grannies have so many layers.
They're like an onion or an ogre, whichever.
Ogres are like onions!
Dunzo, now we'll drop that. Thrust washer's still in it. You can tell it's in by that little clunk noise. We're ready to put the pump back in this thing. Reassemble this bad boy. Right there. Pump's in. I can bolt that back down, and then I'm dealing with the valve body installation. Okay, pump's in it. This is your reverse band servo. So when you put the thing in reverse, this is what puts pressure on the band, which makes you go backwards. Okay, according to this, that right there is the only check ball that goes back into this. Okay, now we got to figure out where this spring goes. I had to pull this back apart because I forgot to change this spring out. Spring's in it now. Got a higher pressure in the pump. We're going back together. Okay, now we're actually ready to do this. Gaskets appear to be exactly the same, so it don't matter. You line them up, all the same holes are in the same holes, so drop that on, drop that on. Okay, it says that this bad boy will work when I drop this onto here. Make sure that cog's in there. Okay, you know what? You about let me screw up, Michelle. How is that gonna get fluid without these suction tubes on there?
Yeah, don't forget those. There he is.
We're a manual valve bodied here.
So you still have to change the tail shaft?
No, I don't have to change the tail shaft on this one.
Take
This
that off
kit
the
was
old
made
one.
for a two-wheel drive tranny, so I can just pull that off, bolt it all on. All right, Michelle,
What did I forget?
the kick down.
Jeez, put the kick down on.
That's why I didn't put it on. You can't put it on.
What
I guess.
are they doing over there?
Mom, I want to show you.
I'm watching.
See, watch this.
You're gonna fall on your head just because your shoes are untied. You could be in the circus.
Just all boys.
Thought you were done.
I was done with the modifications. Now we're turning it into a four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive now. Fixed.
Oh, that's all you have to do?
That's pretty easy, huh? So this is a 31 spline,
Yeah.
and this is 32 spline.
then-
So I got to put that inside of here, and then this should just bolt right on. This should just set right on there like that and bolt up. Then the transfer case bolts right to that once I have that spline in there, right? I got to tear transfer case apart and put those shift rails from JB Customs in there and change my yokes out to 1350 yokes and give this a nice proper green paint job. So I've been tinkering on this stuff for the last couple of days. Got my tranny all built. Just finished up this transfer case, buttoning it up. It's 205. So JB Custom Fabrication hooked me up with the shifter and the new shift rails for this, and also these awesome little detents for getting the shift points right. So this is the input. This is where the transmission's spinning. So right now, if you turn that, the rear's not turning. So then we can lock it in. Now it's turning. Now we can kick the front out so the rear turns, and then we can go to low range. So there's two-wheel dig, front wheels, or you can just run the back wheels. They're locked in. It's all fixed. It's good to go. Only thing I don't have is that little plug right there for the speedometer. So I'll come up with one of those, and then I'll stash these parts over in the corner. This is going to get painted beautiful green just like that. Got my adapter on it that puts this Chevy 400 to that Ford 205. We're getting parts slowly but surely. We'll have the rock crawler done. About the time I have time to work on it, we're gonna have parts to work on it. So I'm back in the shop. That piece right there is important to me. That is an off-road design doubler to go on the front of my 205, and then bolt to that there turbo 400 I built. So I'm gonna put this together, and then my crawler will be that much closer to running. She's gutted. This is the old one I pulled out. It's for a 32 spline or 30 spline, whatever it is. Goes into a turbo 400. This is the new piece. So it's pretty beefy, big. They claim I can't break it, so we're gonna go with that. We'll put it all back together and it should be good. All right, it's assembled. So now this will slide right into here, fold up, and we'll be doubled. All right, finished product. It's installed. Shifter's on top of it. It's a pretty sweet piece, really. This thing's gonna be awesome. I'll have some crawl gears. So, pretty excited. I'm gonna mount it onto that thing now and then move it out of the way, get it set over. This is my rock crawler pile. Right there, there's the front and rear ends. There's the tires. There's the motor. I'm getting some stuff. All right, so transmission's done. Doubler's in, it all works, put together. I'm happy with it. It's gonna be way better than slipping clutches and stuff and being on the converter. It'll be nice. Now I just gotta get it put in something.